Hello, I'm Jonathan from Bored and Sated, and what I'm doing today is I'm going to do an Alchemist Introspection. The reason why I'm doing this is pretty simple. 5th edition has nothing like an Alchemist, and the changes between 1st edition Pathfinder and 2nd edition Pathfinder for Alchemist are ridiculously gigantic. There are a lot of people who are going to be afraid to play Alchemist just because of how complicated it seems compared to every other class in Pathfinder 2. So I want to kind of go over the basics of it. I'm not going to a build. I'm just talking about the basic stuff that you would be taking at level 1, not even including feats, to be able to make sure everyone understands what you're doing and how you're playing an Alchemist. The first thing you have to understand with that is the difference really between 1st edition Pathfinder and 2nd edition Pathfinder for Alchemist. 1st edition Pathfinder for Alchemist, it was a broken character. It was way overpowered. You do 3 things. 1, you make mutagens. Mutagens can alter your character stats sort of like a barbarian rage, but in some ways it's even stronger. The weakness to it in Pathfinder 1 was that you could only do it once a day. You had ways of being able to do it more later, but it takes an hour to create one, and you can only have one at a time in your inventory. So it's very, very strong, but it's very strong because you can only do it once. 2, bombs. Bombs are something that you can craft. You can eventually make it so you can throw multiples in a round. They do damage based on every other level. You get an additional d6. Again, this is the Pathfinder 1 version. But the number of bombs you can throw is based on your intelligence modifier, your level, all that stuff. So it's, again, a second pool of resources that you had available to you. And then you had your potions, which basically were like your spell casting. You can create potions. You are a normal spellcaster like everyone else. You only went up to 6th level casting, so you were a 2/3 caster like a bard. But the difference is that your potions could only be taken by you unless you took an ability. And also, your potions only worked for a day. But they were way more powerful than the things you could generally get, because you could basically do any spell that only affected a single person, you could cast on yourself as an alchemist. In addition to the bombs. In addition to the mutagens. And again, it had a 3rd separate pool of resources. So that brings us to Pathfinder 2. The main change they did was make it so that the resource pool is completely different. Now, everything is just made from alchemical items. And you know what? They're these same alchemical items that everyone can make. The difference is, you don't need to pay for it. You can make it every day based on your intelligence modifier plus your character level, and that's how many potions, or elixirs, or bombs you can basically make. But it's done in 2 different ways. The first way you can do it is called Advanced Alchemy. Advanced Alchemy says at the beginning of the day, just like every other caster that you have to prepare at the beginning of the day, you can make some prepared items. For each one of your batches of goods you have, again, the batches that you can make per day is equal to your intelligence modifier plus your character level. For each batch, you can create 2 of an item that you know how to make from the alchemy book. So you can create 2 of the firebomb, or you can make 2 of the elixir of life. The things that make it so you can heal. You can make 2 mutagens of a specific type with each one of your resources. But there's also a second way to create it. It's called Quick Alchemy. With Quick Alchemy, you can take a single action to create any item you have in your book, but it's only a single item. So if it's something that you don't know you might need, you can use, let's say you're a level 1 character with an intelligence of 18, you can make 5 batches of things a day. You can spend 3 of those batches to make 4 bombs and 2 healing potions, and then keep the other 2 back to use for Quick Alchemy, so that you can make whatever you want to on the spot. That's the reason why Alchemist is different from everyone else, because of the fact that you can do something as you need it on the spot. But the thing is that, again, all of the things you create, anybody can do it. They just got to pay the time and money to do it. You don't. You just do it in one day. So the time management and the resources is really the question. The other thing that happens there is you choose a specialization, and the specialization will make either bombs better, because you'll be able to add splash, you'll be able to add your intelligence modifier to things, you'll be able to make it so the splash doesn't hit your friends if you don't want it to. Or you can go with the elixir mastery, making it so your potions are more effective. You can make it so that you can do a lot of other kinds of things. Eventually, based on your mastery, you make more bombs with a single one of your advanced alchemy. Or you make more elixirs. Or you make more mutagens. Now, the other difference, of course, is that mutagens in Pathfinder 2 are way different than they were in Pathfinder 1. Mutagens in Pathfinder 2, just like in Pathfinder 1, have a positive and a negative. But the positive in Pathfinder 2 are very, let's say, circumstantial. As an example, one of the ones that you have makes it so that you get a +2 bonus to attack with your ranged attacks. Well, guess what you sacrifice in doing so? You sacrifice 2 hit dice worth of hit points, and you're easier to, I think it's minuses on your saves. I don't remember exactly offhand. It's very specific. With each mutagen, you get several bonuses, and you also get just as big of minuses. Some of the combat ones, as an example, if you want to be the big tough guy, you gain a bunch of hit points, you get a bunch of temporary hit points for doing it, but you lose AC, and you make it so that you're easier to, and it makes it so you go later in combat. You get a -2 penalty to your initiative rolls. If you want to go with the claw attacks, which is the bestial mutagen, you can do that, but if what you lose is you lose AC and reflex save bonuses. So it's sort of like you go into a rage, because it's the same penalties as if you barbarian rage in certain versions of the barbarian rage. So you kind of have to be a very careful with your resources. And it's a difficult class to play, but if you think about it in the long run, you can do things when necessary on the spot, you can heal people, and you can throw bombs at people, and throwing bombs is fun. So that's the general gist of The Alchemist. If there's any specific questions, obviously leave it in the notes. If you want me to do any introspection on any of the other characters, even though I don't think it's necessary, because all the other characters are very close to something that's been seen before, let us know. And either way, like, subscribe, comment, and see you later.